He was there and did a
He
workshop?
came to Richmond. I mean, people were. I remember I showed up at the workshop and people said, "Will Allen's speaking tonight." So exciting! I go, "Who's Will Allen?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was
well,
my
that
mind,
was,
you know. And after
yeah.
at any rate, what
You only
happened?
have to hear him once.
I heard him
You're
once,
done.
and I was just like,
You're done.
"Oh man!"
It's
I think he changed my life. That's
yeah,
what
he
happened.
did.
He changed my life. And then the next day he was doing a little informal worm workshop, and I had been wanting to do worm boxes for 20 years. I had actually made ridiculous designs because I didn't want to have anything square. You know, I was inspired by strange architecture, and they were never practical. And so I never really got around to doing it, but I thought about worm boxes. Good morning, Sarah. And so basically, he just did this work. He presented doing a very simple worm box using this at first, and these are using just a plastic tub. It works, and I don't usually use plastic so much anymore. I make wooden ones, and I make pretty large ones. This is just a starter model that I made, but plastic works just fine, especially in the summertime. You know, it's really in the wintertime if you have them outside, it's great whatsoever. And they also don't absorb the moisture as well. You know, it's just kind of slimy. You know, and it's okay, but I don't like it. I like the fact that the wood kind of absorbs a lot of that stuff. The reason that we would maybe want to do worm casting is because of just the life that it adds to your soil and the life that it adds to the growing situations of your plants. Okay, and also essentially it makes so much more nutrition available to your plants. It's readily available. They don't, and you use it instead of chemical fertilizers. Chemical fertilizers and all these fast-acting kind of I think you've probably all discussed this in the past classes, but they really do take the life out of the soil. And we take the life out of the soil, then we take the life out of the food, and we actually rob ourselves of life. We rob ourselves of vitality and just all of the stuff that is in the planet that this keeps happening. What we're doing, the fact it keeps unfolding in my own life in terms of like informing what we're doing, and so I do think of the worm as like there's so many lessons to be found in the life of a worm, because they're just doing what they do. They eat, and yet we benefit so much from their activity. I'm trying to think right now where I'm going with this. I don't know how many people are here when we were discussing about okay, I'm going to go back. What is healthy soil? And I imagine you guys, if Lisa was talking to you about this, we probably already discussed this about healthy soil, but a teaspoon of really good, healthy, living soil is going to have 1 billion living organisms in it, in addition to fungi and the microarthropods and other things. But I mean, in terms of bacterial and fungal and protozoan and leaving out one. 1 billion organisms.
Little tiny thing.
What?
Little tiny thing.
Little teeny tiny life, essentially. And what they help to do is they help facilitate the plant absorption of nutrients. They develop all these kind of mutual relationships where everybody benefits. The fungi benefit from getting carbon from the plants that actually can produce carbon. Because fungi can't produce carbon themselves, but they absorb it through the other plants. But the fungi will actually run through and extend the ability of a plant's roots far out and bring moisture and nutrients all along the line, you know. And all that fungi then aerates the soil, and you know it's like you get these little channels of aeration going, and they just build up. And this is one of the reasons that I'm becoming more and more convinced of the values of no-till, where you don't turn the soil over and over and over, because it causes all of that aeration, all of that life to collapse. You know, it collapses all of these, all the architecture of these organisms in the soil gets kind of disrupted, and you mess with this balancing action that I think our planet is always engaged in. I think we live a life that is meant to be in balance, and we just keep our
Turning it up.
we keep turning it up. But I don't know, you know, it's like I'm having a hard time convincing some of my friends to not till at all, you know.
Well, you kind of might have them, because he's got the whole front yard till.
Yeah, so maybe just the one time. Just let them do it once. And then, you know, sell the soil. I don't know. But anyway,
Is it the tool?
Yeah, you want to do
It's the tool.
So
Yeah.
you're talking about
It's the toy.
when you don't till, you're just doing the cardboard and all to allow everything to go within the earth? Or are you talking about?
well, you guys, you're talking about covering it up. That would work. That would happen. There would be a lot of life that would happen between that cardboard and that soil, you know,
Okay.
and it would build up,
Okay.
and a lot would happen. And then if you actually build up on top of that, you know, with all of your organic, your
Wow.
compost and everything, eventually that cardboard is going to break down, right?
That's right.
And then you're going to have, then it's just going to go back and forth, because that cardboard is not going to take that long to break down. Bacteria is going to go at it, fungus is going to go at it, and then all the other organisms will eat that up, and you're going to have, you know.
And then you put, what is it, the chips, the mulch, and all
Over
like that
top of
on it?
it. Yeah, and that breaks
Yeah.
down too.
And all like that, so it will break up, but it will contain all the nutrients that you're
Right, so
talking
we have the cardboard, then we have the chips on top, and
Yes.
then we put the compost,
That's
the
right.
compost-rich soil.
That's right.
And yeah, and I know enough of us that have done this successfully that it really seems to restore soil, you know, because what attacks the wood, the mulch, wooden mulch, the wood chips, is fungus, right? And I'm not versed enough in knowing how to speak about the fungus and the bacteria, but I do know that bacteria produce a somewhat alkaline environment. You know, that bacterial slime that you oftentimes will see, or if you ever see garden slime, you see that kind of jelly-like stuff, that's actually bacteria. And I would say probably most of the time, it's not just harmless, it's actually beneficial, it's not bad stuff. Fungus produces a somewhat acidic environment, and it's just, and so you notice that there's, like, our garden vegetables thrive more in a slightly neutral to slightly alkaline environment, I think, something like that. They like a bacteria-rich environment, whereas, let's say, your shrubbery plants will start leaning a little bit more towards the acidic side, you know, going that way. And then your forests, et cetera, are actually much more acidic environment. I don't know if that has to do with the worm casting.
Well, I
this
just went to the berry conference, and we were talking about blueberries. And then this morning on PBS, they had this guy growing blueberries in containers, and said that was a fantastic way to do it, because you could, you know, keep the acidity low.
Right.
But wouldn't you think if you had a wooded lot that blueberries would be